Hi guys, what I'm going to do today is show you a second recipe for Mother's Day because I had this recipe in my arsenal and I figured this would be a good time to share it. Be sure and check the description box below because I have other recipes and links to videos that may help you out for your brunch menu if you want to give them a try, okay? So today we're going to be making a chorizo and cheese quiche and it's really simple. Take a look. Let's start by taking our linguiça and putting it into a dry pan so we can break it up and cook it down. Now I did say chorizo, but linguiça is a type of chorizo. I like using linguiça because it's much more meaty and it has less fat than regular beef or pork chorizo. So if you cook it in a dry pan, you can see how much fat that's going to be rendered. And if the pan is a little dry, go ahead and add maybe 1 or 2 teaspoons of vegetable oil. But don't overdo it. So now we're going to get going on our egg mixture. So it consists of 3 whole eggs and some half and half, and we're just going to give that a good whisk. Some quiche recipes will call for just half and half or just heavy cream or a combination of the two. Since we're dealing with the chorizo and the chorizo was kind of rich, I decided just to go with the half and half, and we're using some manchego cheese, which is a Spanish cheese, and we're going to add some cut chives. And then of course we're going to season it up. Now, of course, I'm going to go ahead and add some Grand Diamond all-purpose seasoning. Of course, you can get that at gdseasoning.com. But I'm going to go really light on the salt, if any, maybe a 1/4 teaspoon because of the fact that chorizo carries its own flavoring, including sodium. So you really don't have to add that much. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to take that chorizo and drain it in paper towels. I'm just going to roll it around and try to absorb a lot of that oil because what's going to happen if you don't is going to float to the top of your quiche during the cooking process. So you want to drain it on a paper towel. Don't skip that step. Now all you have to do is pour the mixture into a deep dish pie shell that's been blind baked for about 8 minutes. Now to this I'm going to add a bonus recipe, and that's my spinach and artichoke quiche, which I was not going to do but at the last minute changed my mind. So I'm sauteing up some shallots and some garlic in about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. You just want to do that until the onions are translucent. And then I have about 1/2 cup of frozen chopped spinach where all the liquid has been squeezed out, and some chopped artichokes. And just saute those up. Now of course we're going to go ahead and season everything up with some salt and pepper and GDS to taste. You can actually go ahead and taste the spinach and artichokes to make sure it's seasoned the way you want to. And then we're just going to make sure we cook it for about 8 to 10 minutes. That'll make sure everything is nice and meld together. So I thought it would be really cool to offer my non-meat eaters an option for quiche. There's so many options you can do, and I'm adding a little goat cheese here. You can add any type of cheese you want. I just love goat cheese with the spinach and the artichokes. And you know what, I'm noticing a running theme with spinach and egg dishes for me. Sometime with these quiches you need to gently take your spatula and move the food around in the pie shell to make sure that it's nice and even. Both quiches are going to bake at 375 degrees for 35 minutes, and when they come out they're slightly puffed. They're going to deflate, they'll be fine, but the chorizo is still a little bit rich and all the seasoning and paprika comes to the top and gives it a beautiful color, while the spinach and artichoke quiche may be meatless, but it's still hearty enough and sure to please. Thanks guys so much for spending some time with me. Don't forget these recipes and others can be found at gdseasoning.com, and I'll see you next time.